It is Sunday the 18th. Did a small resupply and we're going to head out. For those that are kayakers, I thought you might want to see what the water level looks like when it's down in the morning. Alright, so we're going to cross the bridge and head up into the woods. It is noontime. If you can see over in the distance, that's where I'm hiking up to today. The trail's been a lot nicer than the trail on the other side of the river. Coming down, that was rocky, rooty, big steps. So far, a lot of this, even though there's, steps going up, a lot of it has just been more of a pine carpet. Softer on the feet to walk. You don't have to worry about sharp rocks. The sun's out blazing hot. It's probably close to 70 right now. This is the first day I've been down to a t-shirt and shorts. That feels just right. It's 2 o'clock and the Fontana Outdoor Center is down there. And that's our view this afternoon. So at 3:15 I summited the mountain. Over 2,900 feet climb today, and the last half mile before the shelter looks like this. This is not too bad. Estimate it took 4 hours 45 minutes maybe to climb up here. I didn't think I would be doing more than 1.5 miles an hour. Just had a few people pass me, and I know there's at least one guy behind me, which is all good. Still in the 60s, a little cooler at the higher elevation. We'll get down to the shelter and see who's occupying it. All right, at our shelter today, we have another friend from our far north neighbors in Canada, and we have
Zoomer.
Zoomer.
Yes, Zoomer.
And Zoomer got her trail name because
I go pretty fast. I can go pretty fast depending on how I feel.
And when did you start?
I started on March the 10th, so a week and 2 days ago.
So you've been doing 15+ mile days?
Yeah.
All right. So what did you do back in your real life?
Well, I finished a degree in mathematics and I worked a little bit in actuary. Then I left. I decided I wanted to go back to school. I started a master in statistics, and then I dropped off because I was tired of being in school or working, so I decided to do something different.
Very good. And you said earlier you were kind of getting bored with the trail.
Yeah, well, I think at some point it's hard to not fall into your head and get the bad ideas going, and I think I'm starting to be a little tired and I'm starting to miss a little bit my family, so it's hard, and the weather hasn't been so great, so that makes it a little harder. I still appreciate every day, but sometimes I'm just wondering, why am I doing this?
Did you get your Smokies permit yet?
Yes.
All right, well, then we're all heading to Fontana, and
yeah,
we're going to see what the Smokies has in store for us.
Yeah, pretty excited.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we have another trail interview for you. We have
Spartan.
Spartan, how'd you get your name?
Talking about eating Tide Pods at camp one night, and I said, let's remove all the warning labels, let nature take its course. That led to Darwin talk, and then somebody said they didn't want to let children die, that you could cure medical problems, and I said, I don't want to go full Spartan and throw babies off a cliff. I said, I just want to get rid of the idiots, and I got my name Spartan.
So what's your home state?
Lexington,
South
Carolina.
Oh, I was going to say Kentucky. All right. And you started the trail when?
February 25th.
February 25th. So you're averaging 7-8 miles a day?
Yeah, a little bit more. I was off trail for a couple of days. Broke my foot coming down off blood.
Oh my goodness. And you hobbled down by yourself?
Yep.
Well, good for you. What's been the hardest part so far?
Uphills.
Just all the uphills?
All of them. I'm a smoker, so it's my fault.
And you were also in the military?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how many years?
6 years.
6 years. Well, we thank you for your service. What are you looking forward to next?
Getting some sleep.
Getting some sleep and getting to Fontana too, probably.
Yeah, Fontana. That's the goal.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Bye. All right, at the shelter tonight, we also have a couple that's dating. We have
Ray and Huck.
And you got your trail names
He
while you're out here?
started calling me Ray, and
basically my parents used to call me Tyler Huckenbush. So I kind of just took a little portion of that.
And so where's your home states?
North Carolina.
Yeah.
Both North Carolina.
Yeah.
And you started March 2nd, same day I started. You didn't want to start March 1 in the fog and the rain and the
I
wind.
wanted to skip the rain.
So what's been one of the joys being out on the trail?
The disconnection, I guess you could probably say, with everything. It's like, I don't know, it's been really cool just to kind of basically just enjoy it. I don't know, it's just been a really cool experience so far, just being able to like go out, do our own thing, and basically just, I don't know, it's just a really cool, free feeling.
And what's been tough about the trail?
This past climb.
Cold
Yeah,
in the mornings.
Cold has been the hardest part about it, but it's just the mental part of it. Once you get past that, it's like, oh, this is nice, but
yeah, the cold is definitely brutal.
So are you in sleeping bags?
yes,
And what are they rated for?
20, and then I have a 10-degree liner.
All right. You want to give a shout out to anybody at home?
My mom down in Florida and my stepdad down there, so.
Yeah, mom and dad. Hey.
All right, well, we're moving on to Fontana.
Yeah,
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
For our next interview, we are talking to
Big boy.
Big Boy. And how'd you get your trail name?
Well, I was 255 pounds when I started the trail, and I was sitting on a log for a little bit too long, and my dad looks at me and says, "Come on, Big Boy." And I go, "Oh, crap, that's my name." So for 2 weeks, I've been Big Boy.
Did you pre-train to come out here?
Nope, not at all. I just got my food together, bought my camping stuff, and my parents said, "Let's go." And I said, "All right, I can do this." And it was hard for the first 2 weeks. I came to my wits' end, climbing some mountains when it was snowing and raining, but I made it so far, and I'm enjoying it.
What day did you start?
February 28th.
February 28th.
Yep.
Yeah, that was some bad weather.
Oh, it sure was, and we had to do the approach trail.
So how'd you like the climb out of NOC?
It was good. It was good. It was challenging, I gotta say, but persevered through it, and drank a lot of water today. I was waiting for those water stops. It was nice.
Well, what about those 2 empty water stops? Where
Well,
there was no water.
Nah, I'm not going to talk about that. It was a little bit difficult going without water.
So did you find the first half of the hike today much easier than the second half?
Yes, second half was definitely much easier. I made a mistake yesterday celebrating St. Patrick today, and I was a little bit
At
dehydrated.
Tellico Gap.
Yep.
The Trail
Tellico Gap.
Magic. Yep.
Trail Magic. I was a little bit dehydrated this morning.
All right. Well, we'll do better tomorrow.
Oh yeah, we will.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
It is Monday, 10 o'clock, and I just summited Chioa Bald, which is the high point for today. Somewhere between 900 and 1,000 foot climb out of the shelter this morning. Climb wasn't too bad. We did have a little bit of rain on and off. I just switched out of my rain gear because it's way too hot to hike in rain gear if it is not raining. All right, well, we're going to head down the mountain now. Should be a pretty easy rest of the day. And this is a view from the other side of the Bald looking west. You can probably see somewhere between 20 and 30 miles. And I'm not sure what that little town is down there. All right, time to start hiking. It is 1 o'clock. I've had a couple uphills this morning into lunchtime, but nothing big. Heading back down now. And as you can tell, it has started to rain. I haven't seen anybody out on the trail with an umbrella, but I can say it does have some advantages. I have about 3 miles to go to get to the next shelter. So that's what we're going to keep doing. And today, big news on the trail for me. I just was notified of the birth of my 8th grandchild. So congratulations to Rich and Stephanie. And we welcome our newest female baby to the family. Maybe she'll be out here hiking one day. You never can tell. All right, time to get the camera out of the rain. Catch you on down the trail. Well, we just came down off the mountain and I see a little cooler here. It says for thru hikers. We got some popcorn. We got some bites. Looks like that's it. Well, we'll take some Ritz bites and leave some for the next guy. Well, that's a little view after our trail magic. Looks like it might be clearing up for a while. We'll see. Only 2.4 miles to the shelter. It is 3:45 and I'm at Brown Fort Gap Shelter. I don't know if any of our guys are here. Looks like a family's here. So we'll check it out. Well, good morning. If anyone ever asks me about this, writing a book, this will be chapter 3. The boy, well, let me start from the beginning. Last night when I rolled into camp, there were 2 overweight moms with 2 boys, about 7.5 and 8, both hyperactive attention deficit disorder kids. The one kid was going around with a pole stabbing the ground, digging it up with the point. Mom kept telling them, you know, don't do this, don't do that. I suggested they get occupied by collecting some leaves for a while to put in a 5-gallon bucket for the privy. So they did that. But the whole afternoon, it was just one mess. And the camp started filling up. We probably ended up with about 15 hikers that came in. So we had the 2 moms, the 2 boys, and 3 of us in the shelter. The moms had only done 2.5 miles. They were carrying 40, 45-pound backpacks, way too much. Kids carried light backpacks with their sleeping bags and pads. So it starts raining around 5 o'clock, and the storms intensified. Around 10 o'clock, this one kid starts whimpering, and Mom's trying to console him quietly, but you know, he's already woken us up. And then the whimpering turns into sighs, and then cries, then screams, and he starts kicking the floorboards in the cabin, or the shelter, and shaking the thing. 3 of us hikers are just laying there quietly, not saying a thing. This boy carries on for an hour at least. I want to go home, I want to go home. I want to sleep in a motel. I want to sleep in my bed. On and on and on and on. Mom finally takes him out to the privy. Oh, thank goodness. Quiet. For maybe 8 minutes, it was quiet. Then she brings him back. More whimpering, more kicking, blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking this kid needs some medication. So that night, I gave him a trail name. I didn't tell anybody what his trail name is, but you might be able to guess. And if I ever read a book, you'll know what the trail name is. Next morning, well, I should say, even during cooking time, the kids running around not paying attention. They knocked over someone's hot water. In the morning, one of the moms had made coffee. Kid knocked Dad over. You know, God bless the moms, because these kids are a handful. Now, I know some of my viewers are aware of the Crawfords. The Crawfords I interviewed, that's a family of 8 with a 2-year-old. Man, that family is behaved from everything I've seen. And when I've met them a couple times on trail, these 2 moms, man, they got a story to tell. So today we're heading down into Fontana, and we'll see what we see. I want to just briefly show you the valley. It's just a lot of cloud cover land down in there. All right, well, see you on down the trail. How do you like this little walkway? It wasn't built by the Romans, that's for sure. Now, most of the trail has not been like this. so far. The trail's mostly been pretty nice. Not too slippery, considering all the rain we got. Here we go with another trail interview. Today we have with us
Joel. I don't have a trail name yet, so I'm just going by Joel right now.
Joel.
Yeah.
You started March 5?
March 5th, Monday, yeah.
March 5th. What was your favorite part of the hike so far?
Favorite part of the hike was coming down into the NOC from the top of between Wyabald and the NOC, and that was amazing. Especially there was a lot of like ominous type of lookouts, especially in the sun, and just being able to see the rock.
And any memorable hard hikes?
Memorable hard hikes? I like it when I go up. I love it when I go up. That's my favorite part of the hike.
I see you walking up those steep inclines with no poles, so I know your legs are in good shape.
Yeah, the climbs yesterday, there were 2 climbs, and those were getting pretty steep, especially like going up to Brown Fork Shelter. That was probably the hard part, but that was also probably one of my favorite ones because it was the hardest one.
What's your home state?
New York State, upstate.
Upstate, okay. Anything else you want to add? Let the world to know?
Just saying, the Adirondacks are a great place to practice before the AT.
All right, we'll see you up the trail. On the trail with us today is?
Selena, no trail name as of yet.
As of yet, and you've started what date?
March 7?
March 7th, so you've been hiking some big mile days.
Yeah, basically.
What's your hometown?
Windham, New Hampshire.
And your age?
25.
So are you out of college and looking for something to do other than work?
No, I'm out of college and then out of a job. So I'm like, well, that's convenient. I was going to ask what to do about the fact that I'm going to disappear for 6 months anyway. So, oh gee, life's rough.
So what's been a memorable part of the hike so far?
Probably the fact that I got to follow a deer for like 500 feet the other day.
Oh,
that was
cool.
kind of fun. He was just ahead of me on the trail.
Has there been a real tough part of the trail?
Not compared to all my practice hikes back in the Whites. Every time it gets hard, I'm just like, Owl's Head, New Hampshire. You're not allowed to complain.
All right,
technically that's not the AT, but fine details.
So we're heading down the trail. Any final thoughts?
Not really. Good luck, y'all.
You had a good sleep last night?
Funny story. Children in March do not want to be out camping yet.
Especially if they're hyperactive.
And maybe, just maybe, if you want to take your kids out, make sure they have a sleeping bag that is warm enough for them. What a novel concept.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It is 20 to 1. Climbed about 700 feet up to the last ridge top. And what do you say about that view? Bang, bang, there goes the trekking poles. That's Fontana. The dam's down there somewhere. So we're going to head on down.
Too bad it's too far away. I'd like to burn this in my...
So we got some trail maintenance going on. And you guys live close to Fontana?
No, well, yes. We're on the other side of the Yellow Creek Mountain. So as the crow flies, we're about 3 miles from Fontana.
Okay.
But by road, it's 16 miles.
As well as doing trail maintenance along this section, we run a hiker hostel and a shuttle service.
What's the name of it?
Creekside Paradise Bed and Breakfast.
You got a phone number they can call to reach you?
Yeah, we're on AWOL and Gut Hook.
Okay.
And the number is 828-346-1076.
There you
and
go.
We are Cynthia and Jeff.
Well, Cynthia and Jeff, we thank you very much for all your effort on keeping the trail clear.
Our pleasure. Okay, do you want me to try and move that somewhere?
I've been running ridge tops this afternoon. 4 so far, up and down 100 or 200 feet. But you're basically walking north along the reservoir, and eventually you get to see the dam. So we should be heading down very shortly. Here's a view of some of the water behind the dam. At 2 o'clock today it started raining. It rained for about an hour and a half, so I've been hiking in that and it has stopped. Just a bit ago you heard the trail review with Joel. And Joel was taking courses and continues to take courses in college that deals with outdoor training. So he wants to be an instructor in survival and things like that. And he was telling me that the difficulty of climbing is ranked 1 through 5. And coming out of the NOC and hitting some of those steep inclines, he said that they would be rated a 4. I said, well, what's a 5? And that's when you need gear, like ropes and rappelling harnesses. So that just gives you a little bit of insight into what some of the trail is like on the AT. It is rough at places. It is steep. A lot of the hillsides are 45 degrees or more. If you fell off, yeah, I don't think you'd roll too far in most cases because there's going to be trees to catch you. So we're getting close to our destination. I'll catch up with you in a bit. It is 4:10. Guess where I'm at. It's almost 5 o'clock and the shuttle quits running at 6. And since I am not a poor college student, I have opted to get out of the damp weather, get out of my wet shoes and socks, and go up to the Fontana Lodge and get a room and relax and get a good meal. Tomorrow, I'll resupply. From right now, what I'm hearing is they're expecting up to 18 inches of snow in the Smokies. Can you believe it? And I don't have my snowshoes. All right, catch you later. It is 5:30 and guess what it's doing outside? Yep, you guessed it, it's raining. So I think I made a wise move coming up here to the Fontana Lodge. I don't have any roommates, so it's going to be a nice, peaceful evening. The lodge is very nice. Accommodations are very nice. So that's the quick tour. I'm thinking about doing some laundry and getting a bite to eat. And then I'll upload this video.